My name is Dr. Maurice Pitesky, and welcome back to the Sitch. This is episode number 27 of the Sitch, a monthly show from the UC Davis School of Veterinary Medicine Cooperative Extension. Today, we're going to discuss the bacterial disease Coryza, which is a highly contagious bacterial respiratory disease, say that 10 times, which affects chickens of all ages. As a backyard chicken owner, it's important to know the signs and symptoms of Coryza. It's pretty common, unfortunately, in backyard chickens, and how to prevent its spread. So if you've had a chicken that has been a little sickle-doodle-doo with Coryza, or what might have been Coryza, this is the Sitch for you. So the basics. Coryza is spread through direct contact with infected birds, as well as through contaminated surfaces and equipment. So it's really important to be aware of all the different ways that it can be transmitted so you can kind of think through the different risk factors. Symptoms of Coryza can include nasal discharge, swollen sinuses, and difficulty breathing. Chickens with Coryza may also have decreased appetite and reduced egg production. While none of these clinical signs are specific to Coryza, being observant when it comes to identifying any of these clinical signs in your flock is important in that the earlier you identify sick birds, the quicker you can focus on treatment and prevention. To that point, here are some basic tips to help you address concerns regarding Coryza and how to prevent it in your backyard flock. So number one, quarantine new birds. If you're introducing new birds to your flock, it's important to quarantine them for at least 10 days before integrating them with the rest of your flock. This will help prevent the spread of any diseases your new birds may be accidentally bringing into your flock. Number two, practice good hygiene. Regularly clean and disinfect your coop and equipment to prevent the buildup of bacteria and viruses. Even though Coryza is not zoonotic, meaning it doesn't affect us, you should also wash your hands thoroughly before and after handling your birds or entering their living area to reduce the potential for Coryza to spread between flocks. You don't want to be the typhoid Mary that causes one flock to get sick because you transmitted the disease accidentally on your shoes or your hands. Maintain good ventilation. Number three, proper ventilation is important, preventing the buildup of moisture and bacteria in your coop. Make sure your coop has good airflow and consider adding additional ventilation if needed. Number four, monitor your flock. So keep an eye on your birds always and look out for any signs of illness as we described earlier. If you notice any sick birds, isolate them in a sick pen immediately and seek veterinary care. So just a couple other pieces of background information. Because Coryza is a bacteria, some antibiotics can be effective in treating backyard chickens with Coryza. This is where you need to talk to your veterinarian, because your veterinarian is going to help you diagnose that your flock has Coryza, and then they're going to be able to figure out which antibiotics are effective against treating Coryza. If you don't do that and you just start treating with antibiotics, you're wasting your time and money on a potentially ineffective antibiotic, and oh yeah, you might also be contributing to antimicrobial resistance. It's important to realize, unfortunately, if you do treat your flock with antibiotics and it does work, recovered birds can still be carriers of Coryza and may occasionally shed the bacteria during their lives. So if they recover from Coryza from antibiotics, or they recover from Coryza just through natural immunity, they could still be carriers, unfortunately, and that's something to be aware of when you consider going to shows or selling birds and things like that. Unfortunately, there is no vaccine that backyard poultry owners can use against Coryza, but if you follow the other tips that we described above, you'll be focusing on prevention, which is the best use of your time and energy. Plus, all the above steps not only help you with Coryza, they help you with other infectious diseases, which is obviously advantageous. So I hope this was helpful, and thanks again for listening. And if there's any topics you'd like covered on future episodes of The Sitch, please reach out to me at drcluck@ucdavis.edu. Thanks. Bye.